Hello everybody. I wish I was with you today, but because of the COVID-19, we're doing everything now in a new virtual reality, but we will be back together soon. When you think of Louisiana, you got to think about rice. I wish I was there today because I know what would be for lunch. It would be crawfish etouffee and rice. We always have a great time and we get to sit and visit. There are a lot of things going on. First of all, we have a tremendous crop in the ground. And I think you're going to see a lot of positive motion for the price of rice across the world. There's been a lot of disparity now in the entire supply chain. And rice has been one of those things that has been affected, especially in our third world countries. Here we've been very fortunate that we're able to get our crops in the ground. And we're hoping to see a growing and strong price as we move forward. And so other things that are happening, a number of countries are buying and stockpiling rice. We see that, especially in the Far East. So what I think you're going to see is that we're probably going to have a pretty good overall strong rice price. It could always get a little bit better, but we're hoping for a good crop, no hurricanes, and again, a good strong price. Also, as we are moving forward, as we're going through now with both the Rural Revitalization and the Resilient Louisiana Task Force, one of the big ticket items is how do we improve infrastructure so that you can get your crop ultimately and all the way to the consumer in a more efficient manner. And so as legislation is moving forward, we're doing a number of things. We're dealing with the issues of tort reform, trying to get your insurance costs down, but also looking at how we can develop ports, how we can develop other types of export facilities, where we can invest money that will ultimately bring more money into your pockets. Now, we also have to keep an eye out for our old enemies, our plant pests and diseases. And of course, that's some of the wonderful work that the Ag Center does, and helping you with extension and getting that information out to you. Recently we've had some issues with the EPA, as you know, and especially on the dicamba issue. And we are working through those. And so whatever type of problems that you may have, dealing with trying to get the appropriate tools that you need for your crops, please let us know. We are anticipating some funds for the crawfish industry. I've been working directly with Secretary Perdue and also with Undersecretary Bill Northey to make sure that aquaculture has heard. And I really want to commend the Ag Center and the Farm Bureau and all the participants that have worked together, on the Crawfish Task Force so that we can get the information. We've got a lot of good information and we have put it in the hands of the USDA in Washington. And Secretary Perdue has read it. Undersecretary Bill Northey has read it several times. We continue to follow that up. And the Secretary now has openly said that, we need to take a harder look at aquaculture and how all of this works together. And again, which is huge, again, for our crawfish and rice industry, which you have to really look at it together. And so we're asking for funding. There's a pot of money, and we hope that very soon, once the first phase of the first $16 billion, once those monies have been rolled out, then they're going to take a hard look at aquaculture. Unfortunately, rice is not going to be in the first phase of the CFAP payments, but we're looking for crawfish. And we're trying to determine what that number is going to be. We've sent the information to Washington. We've had that conversation. The USDA has openly acknowledged that that aquaculture, specifically crawfish, falls under the purview of the USDA, and that they need to make sure that we find a way to have some assistance for our crawfish farmers. So all of that is underway as we speak. A lot of things are happening dynamically. We're also now asking for a second type of program. It's going to be under another act. The first was the CARES Act. I think this is going to be the HEROES Act for another $16 billion. And hopefully we can get some funding for rice through that. So again, that's why we need to continue to work together. We need to work with our federal delegation, our state delegation, and let us know what your problems are, because we are here to help you.